Once upon a time, Cinderella lived not as a princess, but as a servant in her own home. Her stepmother and stepsisters mistreated her every day.
That's the work you deserve.
One day, a royal invitation arrived for the prince's ball. Excited, Cinderella helped her stepsisters get ready. She fixed their hair, smiled, and wished them well. But when the carriage came, they left without her.
They didn't even ask me to go with them.
Cinderella was left alone, not crying for the ball, but for always being forgotten. Cinderella stayed back, not because she lacked beauty, but because the world had already decided who was allowed to dream. She cried, not for the prince, but for the quiet feeling that her life was meant to be more. In her loneliness, she turned on the television, and there, not a fairy with a wand, not glittering magic dust, but a woman with truth. Michelle Obama was speaking, not about castles, not about princes, but about education, about purpose, about knowing your worth. For the first time, someone was speaking to her future. Education, Michelle said.
This is personal. When I think about those 62 million girls that aren't in school, I think about myself, I think about my daughters, because quite frankly, all these girls, these are our girls. And I think about where I would be in my life if I didn't work hard in school and have the opportunity to go to college and then on to law school. I wouldn't be here. So I think it's imperative, and it is part of my passion and my mission to make sure that every girl on the planet has the same opportunity that I've had, that my daughters have, and I want to make sure that all of you here in the United States are taking advantage of the opportunities that you have as well. I want you to be that hungry to get your education because it is going to be the key to your future.
She explained why education is important nowadays. Cinderella understands what she's talking about and why it's so important.
This was power. And in that moment, Cinderella understood. Education is not preparation for life. It is life. The ball could wait. The prince could wait. Because she had found something greater than romance. She had found direction. This was her fairy. Not one who changed dresses, but one who changed minds. Michelle Obama did not promise a happy ending. She promised a meaningful journey. Cinderella learned that true love is not a prince who chooses you. It is purpose that calls you. But awakening comes with a price. A woman who speaks is rarely celebrated at first. Cinderella knew the road ahead would be long.
I know the road ahead will be long. This patriarchal society does not welcome women with opinions. It resists them. It labels them. It mocks them. They call me difficult, a rebel, a problem. After hearing it, feeling it, carrying it for so long, I gave myself a name, the Stinky Princess, because that's what it feels like, to be judged, misunderstood, pushed aside, again and again, until it settles inside you. But I will not flinch, because now I am a woman with a voice. A woman with dreams. A woman with goals. I choose education over illusion. Purpose over permission. And I make this promise. I will educate other girls. Other princesses. I will teach them that glass slippers break, but knowledge lasts.
Forever. This is not a story about finding a prince. This is a story about becoming free. And that is why they call her the Stinky Princess.
The blue one. Or the rose? I have to reach there as soon as possible.
The Midnight Royal Ball. Every girl was expected to attend because the prince was finally choosing his bride. But Ella just laughed. "Why should he choose me?" she said, her hands dark with charcoal from sketching her latest invention. "I'm choosing myself." Still, something inside her stirred, a quiet thought, a wondering feeling. What if she went, not as someone perfect, but simply as who she really was? So she wore her oldest dress, tied her hair into a messy bun, stepped into her muddy boots. No carriage, no makeup, no glitter, only her notes in one pocket and her courage in the other. She arrived late. The ballroom shimmered with roses, silk, and perfume until she walked in, carrying the scent of earth, ink, and determination. Heads turned, whispers spread. Is she lost? Who let her in? She looks like she works in the kitchen. But the prince, he didn't see her clothes. He didn't notice her hair. He heard her voice. He listened as she spoke about children without schools, about villages without clean water, about farmers who needed technology to survive. And for the first time that night, he was truly intrigued. Midnight came. The other girls waited, hoping to be chosen. But Ella didn't wait for anyone. She had classes in the morning, a scholarship essay to submit, a future to build. So she simply left. The next day, there was a knock on her door. Not a servant, not a royal announcement, not a glass slipper. It was the prince, standing there with a backpack full of questions. "I don't know your name," he said softly, "but I want to know your mind." Ella smiled. "Only if you're ready to run beside me, not ahead of me." And he did. Ella didn't become a princess that day. She became something far greater. A professor, a changemaker, a leader. And yes, one day she married the prince. But not because he chose her, because they chose each other. As equals, as thinkers, as dreamers. He fell in love with the girl who didn't wait for magic. She created her own. And that was not the end. It was only the beginning.